we are getting on the Valiant Lady Virgin Voyages ship on the 4-night Fire and Sunset cruise going to Key West, Florida and their private island in Bimini, Bahamas. This cruise sailed out of the port of Miami, so we arrived to the terminal at our scheduled time, which was 3:45, since Virgin Voyages has a 6 p.m. departure time. The Virgin Voyages terminal is really nice and it is a quick process. We waited in line for maybe 3 to 5 minutes and then we checked in. There are no sailor cards, so you will receive a wristband just like this. Ours is red, and if you're a rock star, it'll be black. They are waterproof, so you technically can keep them on throughout the cruise, even in the shower, but if you take it off, just know that you need it when you want to get a drink or purchase anything on board. It is also required when you are leaving and returning to the ship. Then after we went through security, it was time to get on the ship. If I had to guess how long it took from the time we arrived at the terminal to the time we walked on the ship, I'd say it was less than 15 minutes. Their embarkation process is top notch, and this is also what happens when people come at their assigned embarkation time. As you can see, I was very excited. I went on my first Virgin Voyages cruise back in March and I loved it, especially the food and workout classes. But this was my husband's first Virgin Voyages cruise. We've been on Carnival and Royal Caribbean together, so I couldn't wait to see what he would think of their Virgin Voyages experience. Once on board, our first stop was to get to our room since the cabins are already ready and we wanted to put our belongings in there. I actually booked an insider lock-it-in rate, so I wasn't expecting to get a good room. They initially assigned us to an ocean view cabin on deck 5, which would have been right below the nightclub, and it probably would have been loud at night. But luckily, I submitted an upgrade offer to a sea terrace cabin, and it was accepted. To see a full video tour of our room, check out my last video linked above. The next stop was to get some food, so we went to the Galley, which is essentially a fancy food court. It isn't a buffet like other cruise lines because you don't serve yourself. You place an order or tell them what you like and they give it to you. We both got burgers and then we got some street tacos. We got fish tacos and avocado tacos. And I don't like buffets, so that's why I love the Galley on Virgin Voyages. As you can see, he was already happy with the food in the Galley. And later on, we had a dinner reservation at Gunbae, so I couldn't wait for him to experience that. After eating, we went to the outside seating area so that we can admire the views of Miami from the ship. You can see all of the high-rise buildings and the stadium where the Miami Heat plays at, and the light was just hitting, so we decided to take plenty of photos and videos, and here is kind of how that outside seating portion looks. It's a nice place to eat at, whether it's breakfast or lunch when you walk outside of the Galley. So we're on the Valiant Lady and we just had some food at the Galley. Look at this view, Alex. What do you think about the ship so far?
I think the ship is very beautiful. The sunset of Miami is breathtaking.
Look at that. He said it first, y'all. But yeah, the sun is hitting us very good right now and we're excited to sail away off into the ocean.
Yep. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and tune in.
Comment if you have any questions. Like I said, it's his first Virgin Voyage cruise, so he's going to have a lot to say afterwards. But me, I have no complaints, and I know I won't have any on this cruise. So, bye. After the sunset, we got situated in our room and watched the safety video on the TV, and then we made our way to the sail away party. This one, it was a cold day, so there was only one guy swimming. As you can see, he's right in the middle. He took one dive, which was actually very funny. I caught it on camera. You can see it right here. So after dancing for a little bit and listening to the music, I wanted to see the Miami skyline at night. It's just a beautiful view from the ship and the port. And I love that Virgin Voyages leaves at a later time compared to other cruises, which you may normally leave at like 3 p.m. Their departure time is 6. So you technically, if you are brave, you can fly in the day of the cruise. Obviously, the morning flights compared to with other cruise lines, it's definitely recommended to fly in the day before. Now, a lot of people don't know what type of music you're going to hear on the cruise. I would say that you are not going to hear the electric slide. You're not going to hear the wobble, songs like that. It's more of like an upbeat techno pop type of vibe, at least for the sail away party. So we started to move, and so I recorded it. Like I said, it is nighttime, so you really can't see much besides the skyline and the cars going over the highway. And so I actually decided to work out because it was only 6 p.m. and we had ate maybe 2 hours prior. So here is what the cardio side of the gym looks like. They have plenty of treadmills, they have bikes, and they also have a cycling room. So they have a cycling class that you can take, and they may have multiple ones depending on the length of your cruise. So after I showered and changed, we headed to Gunbae, and I decided to go there the first night. That way we can kind of be social since it was just us. So they will seat you with other people if your party is not large enough for the table.
That's what I was telling her. I was like, yeah.
So tropical.
Thank you.
I have a Proud Coke and Lucky 711.
I was so scared of falling in the water.
Yes, we can put that.
Although the experience was fun, the food wasn't tasty. It kind of just lacked, some flavor. So I would just keep that in mind. And so the last thing we did that night was we headed to the pajama party, and it was a colder night. So we kind of stayed for just a short period of time. And that's how we ended our first day on Virgin Voyages. Stay tuned for day 2.